What's up guys, Lee Fry here, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys enjoyed that little b-roll I put together for you guys. And what that was shot on was my A6400 with this lovely 18-105 lens. And so what we're going to be discussing today is my 3 positives about this lens and my 3 negatives, and whether you should have this in your kit if you are a Sony shooter. So make sure you guys stay tuned. What's up guys, welcome back. If you are new to my channel, the kind of things you guys will see here is tips, reviews, tricks, tutorials for the budget filmmaker slash content creator. So if that's something that interests you, consider subscribing right now. Alright guys, but we're gonna go ahead and get into this video right now, and we're gonna be discussing again the Sony 18-105, and I'm gonna be talking about my 3 positives, 3 negatives, and whether this should be in your kit if you are a Sony shooter. So what do you guys think we should do? Should we start off with the positives? Should we start off with the negatives? What do you guys think? You know, I'm a positive person, so we're gonna start off with the positives. And the first positive is the versatility of this lens. It is a wide focal length. It goes from 18 millimeters all the way out to 105 millimeters, which is basically a 27 millimeter to about 157 millimeter full frame equivalent. Since this is a crop sensor camera lens, you have that 1.5 times crop. But again, it's very versatile. You can go all the way out to 18 millimeters, get a decently wide shot, you know, whether it's landscapes, establishing shots for whatever it is you're doing, big group photos, whatever it is you want to do. You can get a decently wide shot with this lens, and you can zoom all the way in, whether it's you're out shooting wildlife, whether you're shooting sports, anything where you're a good distance away but you want to zoom in and get a decent shot. So you have a wide range. It could be a good portrait lens, as long as you have good lighting, but just hold on that. We're gonna actually get to that in the negatives portion. So it can be a good macro lens, it can be a good medium focal length lens. You know, you have all those different focal lengths from 18 to 105, so it's very versatile. All right, so now number 2 positive, I like the zoom on this. You do have the traditional, you can use the zoom ring, but I prefer to actually use the little lever here on the side for tight to zoom, wide to get the wider shots. And I like that. Plus I like that all the optics are inside, so when it zooms it's all internal. It doesn't extend like a lot of zoom lenses do. So I love that factor about this. So if you are someone, I've never used a gimbal, I'll eventually dabble in it, but I've never used a gimbal. But if you have this lens on a gimbal and you have to do any kind of zooming, it's not going to throw off the balance of the gimbal, which is great. So I love that the optics are all internal and the zoom is internal, and that's great. It doesn't get this crazy extension or anything like that, because I kind of don't like that. So that's, for me, positive number 2. Positive number 3 is the constant f4 aperture. I don't know how many zoom lenses I've had in the past that you start off, you know, maybe, well, for example, like the kit lens back there, it starts off at a 3.5 at 16 millimeters, and then you zoom out up to 50 millimeters, and the f-stop then goes up to, like, I don't even know, I think it's around between 5 to 7, or even higher than that, I'm not sure. But yeah, I love the constant aperture. So whether you're at 18 millimeters or 105 millimeters, the aperture is going to stay at f4 unless you physically change it. So that, I love the constant aperture. Just for a bonus one, the build, nice solid metal build. I'm not sure if it's weather sealed. I've seen go both ways online, so I'm not sure. I don't plan on going and shooting out in a heavy rainstorm or anything, or throwing around in the dust. But if you know if it happens to be weather sealed, leave a comment, let me know. Like I said, I've seen it go both ways, so I'm not 100% sure. All right, so now we are going to get into the negatives and what I don't think is great about this lens. We'll just start with the big elephant in the room, the f4. It's great that it's a constant aperture, but it is not a very fast aperture. So if you are someone that needs to do a lot of low light shooting and you don't really have a lot of light to work with, you don't have your portable lights with you, you just really don't have much light to work with, this guy is probably not going to be the first one you go for. It'd probably be something like what I'm shooting on right now, the Sigma 16mm f1.4. That might be your first one you go with, or something that has a fast aperture like that. This, again, if you're a low light shooter, this wouldn't be the best for that. Number two, kind of a negative. I don't feel, I mean, it can be, but again, it's not a huge negative to me, but it can be. It's pretty long lens. And you're mounting this on the Sony APS-C size cameras. This can make the camera pretty heavy and kind of a little off balance, because it is, again, it's pretty long. It's a pretty big lens, so that for some people that might be a deal breaker. Some people might like these smaller form factors on the lenses, again, such as the kit lens back there. Some people might like that. Me personally, it's not a huge negative to me. I think this is actually a little bit lighter than my Sigma, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So the weight, the size, if you're more of a just kind of have a small rig put together, kind of run and gun go, this might not be the guy for you. All right, so negative number three, price. And I think this can kind of really go with a lot of the Sony lenses. This is not a cheap lens. I got it when I traded in my GH4 and the lenses and my M50. I got it along with my 6400. But I think brand new, you're looking around $600-700 brand new. I think you probably find it used for around $550. So price wise, again, if you're it's not cheap. $500-700, that's not cheap. I know compared to some of Sony's lenses, or even some of their third-party lenses, that's cheap compared to those. But I like to appeal to the more budget-friendly content creators or filmmakers, and $500-700, that's not cheap. That's not just some little small chunk of change. So that could be, in some people's eyes, a negative. So overall, what do I think of this lens with over a month of using it? I love it. I think it's a great lens. I think it's versatile. Like, I think this Sigma 16mm is versatile, but it's not even in low light situations. This Sigma definitely wins, hands down, just because of the f1.4 aperture. But this gives you so much more you can do. If you're in a well lit situation, you have so many different focal lengths you can play with. It's a nice sharp lens. Oh, and another good positive, it also has the optical steady shot. So if you're shooting on a 64, 61, 6000, 6300, they don't have any kind of stabilization, so it's nice to have that. This will give you some kind of stabilization, which is nice as well. So overall, do I think this is a lens, if you can swing it, that should be in your kit? Definitely, just because it covers so many focal lengths. It gives you so many options where maybe you don't maybe you don't want to have 3, 4, 5, 6 primes in your bag, and you can just have maybe one good prime, like the 16, and then have this in your bag, and you're pretty much covered. So yeah, definitely, if you can swing it, I would definitely recommend having this in your kit. Alright guys, well, that is my review on this lens. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys are found it useful. If you guys are interested in checking it out, I have the link in the description below. Again, definitely recommend this lens in your kit, so if you are a Sony shooter, of course. Alright guys, so anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up. Again, hope you liked it. If there's anything you guys want to see, leave a comment, let me know. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Again, hit that like button, leave a comment, and we will see you guys at the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy out there. Alright, see you next time.